She hasn't felt wanted in a long time, and lately she's been looking at you differently. You may not know her situation, you may not know what's missing in her life, but her body knows, and it's starting to show. These are the signs a woman is sexually frustrated, and that you're the one she's been noticing. Pay close attention to number 4. And number 8. Let's get into it. Number 1. She reacts too strongly to the smallest touch. You're at a work gathering and you touch her arm for a second to make a point. Nothing forward, nothing unusual. But her reaction is a slight inhale, a flicker in her eyes. She registers it like your hand landed somewhere deeper than her sleeve. This is touch sensitivity, and it reveals deprivation. When a woman hasn't been touched the way she wants in a long time, even the smallest contact gets amplified. Her system is starved for it. So the tiniest gesture hits far harder than it should. Here's the tell. Watch for a reaction that's bigger than the moment called for. If a brief, innocent touch makes her pause, breathe, or visibly react, her body is craving something it hasn't been getting. And you just gave it a taste, and if she reacts like that to touch, listen to how she steers the conversation next. Number 2. She keeps steering the conversation toward the physical. You're talking about normal things, work, the weekend, but she keeps circling back to one kind of topic. She mentions she's desperate for a massage, how tense her shoulders have been, how long it's been since she really slept. This is physical preoccupation, and it's frustration leaking into her words. When a woman is sexually frustrated, her mind keeps drifting back to the body, to tension, to touch, to needs that aren't being met. So, the conversation quietly orbits those themes, even when she isn't doing it on purpose. Here's the tell. Does she keep returning to bodies, tension, or physical relief without you ever leading her there? If the talk keeps drifting that direction on its own, you're watching her frustration surface through her words. And once you hear that, notice how she reacts the second anything gets even slightly suggestive. Number 3, she laughs way too hard at anything with an edge. You make a comment with the faintest hint of subtext, barely suggestive, the kind of thing that could be taken 2 ways, and she doesn't just smile, she laughs, bigger than the joke earned, longer than it should last, like you released some pressure she'd been holding all night. This is tension release laughter, and it signals built-up energy. When a woman's frustrated, anything that brushes against the subject, even lightly, even as a joke, becomes an outlet, a moment of permission to let some of that tension out. Here's the tell. A response far bigger than the stimulus. If a small joke with a little edge gets a huge reaction, she's not just amused, she's relieved. And if she's releasing tension through laughter, watch what her body does when it can't sit still. Number 4. She can't seem to stay still around you. You're sitting near her, and she will not settle, crossing and uncrossing her legs, shifting in her seat, adjusting her posture, touching her hair, her neck, her arms. This is physical restlessness, and it points to an unmet need. When a woman is sexually frustrated, her body carries that tension everywhere. She can't get comfortable because she hasn't been able to release what's built up. And being near someone she's drawn to only turns the dial higher. Here's the tell. Is she calm or in constant motion? If she can't find a comfortable position, if her body keeps shifting and seeking, that's not simple nervousness. That's frustration with nowhere to go. And if she's that restless beside you, watch what happens the moment you give her real attention. Number 5. She drinks up your attention like she's been starving for it. You focus on her in a group. You ask about her day. You actually listen. And the response is almost too much. She lights up. She leans in. She gives you far more than the question asked for. Like your attention filled something that had been empty for a while. This is attention hunger, and it travels with physical frustration. Because this isn't only about touch, it's about being wanted, being noticed, being the center of someone's focus. When a woman hasn't felt that in a long time, ordinary attention lands like water in a desert, and she drinks it in because she's been thirsty. Here's the tell. Does your attention seem to affect her more than it should? If simple, genuine focus makes her glow and lean in, she's not just enjoying the chat. She's savoring being seen. And if she's that hungry to be seen, notice where her eyes go when she thinks you're not watching. Number 6, you keep catching her eyes on you. You glance across the room at a dinner or a party, and you catch her watching you. She looks away fast, but not quite fast enough. And it isn't the first time it's happened tonight. This is covert observation, and it reveals active interest. When a woman is frustrated and finds someone attractive, she can't help but look. She studies him when his attention's elsewhere. His hands, his shoulders, the way he moves. She isn't just noticing, she's imagining. Here's the tell. How often do you catch her looking? Once is nothing, but if you keep catching her eyes on you, especially moving over you, you've been on her mind far more than casually. And if her eyes keep finding you, Listen for the way she hints at what's missing in her life. Number 7, she hints at what's missing without ever naming it. She mentions feeling stuck in a rut, says her life's been boring lately, that she can't remember the last time something felt exciting. She sighs about needing a change. This is indirect disclosure, and it's frustration looking for an outlet. When a woman is unsatisfied, she usually can't say it directly, especially to someone she's attracted to. So it leaks out sideways as vague complaints about emptiness, restlessness, a missing spark. Here's the tell. Comments that seem to be about one thing, but feel like they're about another. If she keeps hinting at boredom or something missing, especially while looking at you, she may be describing a very specific kind of emptiness. And if she's hinting at it with her words, watch what her body does when you step a little closer. Number 8, her breathing changes when you get close. You step into her space at some event, not too close, just inside the bubble, and something shifts. Her breathing turns shorter, shallower. Her chest rises and falls a little faster than it did a moment ago. This is arousal breathing, and it's completely involuntary. When a woman who's been deprived finds herself near someone she's drawn to, her body answers on its own. The system switches on, the breath quickens, and none of it is a decision. It's physiology, and it gives away exactly what her mind's been circling. Here's the tell. Watch her breath when you close the distance. If it shifts, speeds, becomes something you can see, her body is reacting to you. She's not just aware of you, she's affected by you. And if her breathing gives her away, watch how she keeps arranging to be near you. Number 9, she keeps finding reasons to be close to you. You start noticing a pattern. She keeps ending up wherever you are. At work, she lingers near your desk. At events, she drifts into your group. Somehow, she's always in your orbit. This is proximity seeking, and it's driven by need. When a woman is frustrated and attracted, she craves closeness even when she can't act on it. Being near you quietly feeds the part of her that's been going hungry. So, she engineers the chances, invents the reasons, manufactures the excuses. Here's the tell, a pattern of proximity. Is she consistently ending up near you, appearing wherever you happen to be? If it's happening too often to be chance, it isn't chance. She's seeking you out. And if she keeps closing the distance, watch for the last and clearest signal of them all. Number 10, she treats you differently than she treats everyone else. You've watched her with other people, friendly, pleasant, normal. But with you, something changes. More animated, more engaged, more present, more physical. There's an energy in how she is with you that simply isn't there with anyone else in the room. This is selective intensity, and it reveals targeted desire. When a woman is frustrated and has quietly decided that you're the one who could change that, her whole manner shifts around you. She can't help it. Her body recognizes what it wants and answers with more attention, more warmth, more presence. Here's the tell. Compare how she is with you against how she is with everyone else. Is the difference obvious? If she comes alive around you specifically, more engaged, more there, you are not just another person to her. You're the one she's been thinking about. So, now it's your turn. Have you actually noticed these signs in a woman around you? Or have you seen them and talked yourself out of it, convinced you were imagining the whole thing? Drop a comment below. Because here's the real question. When a woman has been waiting for someone to finally notice, and she's quietly chosen you, what are you going to do about it?